What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I'm going to be covering what's going on with Bitcoin. I've taken some days to really think, really analyze, really strategize to give you guys the best possible video I could with Bitcoin and what I think is going to be happening. I've received maybe 1,000 DMs, 1,000 messages on our private Discord, everything. People asking, what am I doing? What's happening? Why is Bitcoin dumping? And I did want to take my time, and I've not really spoke much on it these past few days through this dump. So I'm sorry if you were looking for me for answers, but I really want to think and give you guys the best possible video and the best possible answer on what's happening, what I think is happening. So here I'm actually going to be talking about pretty much only Bitcoin in this video. As you know, we pretty much follows the whole market. We're going to be talking about a very complex topic. We're going to be talking about a reaccumulation, a Wyckoff reaccumulation trading range. You might have heard of Wyckoff pretty much kind of earlier in this bull cycle. We saw that when we first hit this first and second top. We saw that a Wyckoff pattern play out as well. But I think we're actually in a micro Wyckoff reaccumulation stage, and this goes back pretty much from the micro bottom we saw in 2019 and the second micro bottom that we saw in 2020. And yeah, we'll go over what is that today. If you want to learn more about stock market, crypto market, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. This is probably gonna be one of the best videos you'll see out there of what's going on with Bitcoin. Don't listen to the FUD people like Big Boy Crypto and all those big all those big YouTube people that just, talk about nonsense without giving any concrete answers here. We're not talking about the FUD, we're not talking about anything. We're just going to be really focusing on the micro side of Bitcoin. First, let's go over what is the Wyckoff. This article was written by Bruce Fraser in January 13, 2018. I'll try to leave this article in the description so you guys want to read it. And in this article, he talks about what is this reaccumulation in Wyckoff. So the whole point of reaccumulation is a major pause in the uptrend. So we see Bitcoin here, major uptrend, correct? From the bottom pretty much goes up 600%, major uptrend. Now this reaccumulation is for those people, the whales that were, the smart money that was investing down here to really dump everything they have and reaccumulate it back. And this is to be meant to be over the weeks, months, and years. So this is a great reset for them to get rid of all their coins, buy back their coins. And this Wyckoff pattern plays out in here Bruce Fraser talks about it in the stock market, but that easily plays out as well into the crypto market. So it is a positive uptrend on a major long-term uptrend, and its ownership strengthened. So the smart money tries to bully out the weak money, makes Bitcoin boring, really like hurts the retail investor, the weak hands, and they bring back their coins that they made a lot of money on and they buy back. And it causes it builds for a new uptrend. So it causes this pretty much springboard for it to keep uptrending, right? And this really plays out after this major uptrend. Here on the PSY is that first major selling point where the investors are letting go of those coins and the retail investors come. Of course, when we have Bitcoin, like, no, I don't want to like the site. But when we have Bitcoin, let's say you only see Bitcoin like this, it's really hard to anticipate, what's going to happen next, right? So here's where all the first PSY, the long-term investors are dumping, quickly gets bought up, but the retail investors are excited. You guys remember this earlier in 2020, or even 2021, sorry, forgot we're already in 2022. But you guys remember when Bitcoin was, everybody was talking about Bitcoin, everybody's investing in Bitcoin, it's lowering, and the more we go on, the more people don't want to invest in Bitcoin, they're over it. But this is what was happening there. This is the first dump, then we saw the second climax here, the retest of the bottom, the first major dump, and this retest of the second top, which is a double top. These are all hindsight, but only now that we have a better picture, we really can dial this in and come up to a conclusion. So this is probably going to be my best answer on what's going to happen in the future. So cause builds of a new uptrend, like I said, is pretty much gives a strong support zone, a strong platform. Imagine kind of like a house. This is the base of it for it to build a new uptrend, because things can go up. We gotta look at the micro side, guys. We're so focused in on looking on the smaller time frames, we really gotta zoom out when we're talking about Bitcoin and the overall state of the market. Here, if you guys want to read it, talks about all what all everything is, the selling climax, the buying climax. I'm not gonna go over pretty much every single thing. Gives example on the charts. I'm not gonna go over every single thing in this article, but highly recommend you guys buying it. No, sorry, not buying it. Just going to the link. I'm gonna try to leave it in the comments down below or in the description so you guys can go check it out. And another big thing that this Wyckoff re-accumulation is, it really tries to bleed out the market. As you guys can see, this major creek here is to make this boring. It wants this to be very boring for for a long extended period of time. So everybody just starts selling and really bleeds out the retail investor. That's why it's called a great reaccumulation, because it's caused over the long term, not on the short term. And I think that's what we're seeing here on this macro side. Also, it wants to see lowering volume. And we guys can see, look at this volume lowering on Bitcoin here. The highs get lower, the spikes get even smaller. Even here we saw a major dump. Look at the spikes just getting smaller. It's because there's less and less players in the market, and the players are the retail. So all these people here now are left is the few retail investors that are dumping. The short money, even if we look at on-chain metrics, the short money is getting out of the market, and it is exactly what they want. They want to get rid of all the retail, all the smaller people, get their hands weak. They're selling, make it boring. That's why we've seen how Bitcoin was doing nothing when so many altcoins were doing so well. That's the whole point of this. They want Bitcoin to be boring, so people get out of Bitcoin, go invest in other things, so they can reaccumulate. This really all started here. The first psychology top, then caused a sell-off, and this was the very first dump by those long-term investors. Then we had this climax up here, this pretty much all-time high. On this all-time high, they dumped another big bag, causing this first AR down here, which is the first active response on the major dump. On the support, buyers came in, then caused the second top here, which is a fake top, getting people excited and really trapping them up there. And maybe I fell to the second top, but it's okay. Then now we're in this creek stage, and this is the most painful, slowing death you can expect. As you guys can see from this creek, it really just tries to make it so boring, slow, uninterested, slowly kind of choke you to death. Almost, and it's really what we're seeing now. These small dumps, goes up a little bit, gets your hopes up, just slam you back down, gets you frustrated, and gets you out of the market. Then we're gonna get this spring, this major support here. As you guys can see, this is the major support that everybody talks about, 29K. But this is too obvious, guys. We can't expect, everybody knows about this support at 29K, and you guys know this. If you've been in the market even for 2 weeks, right? If you're brand new, the market does not want you to know what's going to do. It does not want to reveal your hand. So do not expect this 29K to hold. I can see this dip a little further. I can see this dip all the way down to about 22K. This next pretty much major zone right here, 22 to 25K, really. Maybe I would like to bring this up to maybe around 26 to 25K, really. This next little demand zone right here between 25 and 26. I can see it having a fake breakdown. People are like, oh my god, everybody's shorted, it's dropped, this 29K didn't hold, the biggest, everybody talks about, everybody on the YouTube channel is talking about, every YouTube channel, every influencer talks about 29K. It's too obvious, guys. Just like when everybody was talking about this breaking out this uptrend right here, it's way too obvious. But right now we're in this major downtrend, as you guys can see, even drew this out, and this is the creek stage. I think I will start accumulating around this mid 32,000. That's when I'm gonna try to start getting some skin in the game. And of course, dollar cost average. I know I'm not selling any Bitcoins. I'm only averaging down and trying to really accumulate in these major zones here. I think this will be a lot of other big term investors. I'm not expecting to catch the bottom. I will try to, of course, but I'm not expecting it. So I do see this spring really coming down below this 29K. It's way too obvious, as we guys can see here. Has a support, but it does have a second support, and I think we'll be testing the second support. Of course, this is not gonna play out exactly, guys. Don't look at this and think it's exactly gonna play out like this. This is pretty much overall map. We're gonna have to adjust. We're gonna have to be flexible because the market loves to throw curveballs at us. Then we're gonna have the jump across the creek, and it's pretty much finally, as breaking out this downtrend, there's some hope back alive, and comes to retest these bottoms, makes higher slowly. Right, and once we really get above, I think this $43,000 to $45,000 range, that will be the first major move. trying to push for higher highs, and then it's going to be flirting around under this resistance here of these major resistance until we do break finally all-time highs, right? And this is going to be over the course of months, guys. I think this will play out all between in the 2022, so pretty much end of 2021. Well, really play out almost the whole of 2021 and 2022, and I think this will play out very slowly, very painfully. Really, people that do not educate themselves, do not watch this video, are really going to struggle through this year. You're gonna see nobody talk about Bitcoin until all the big investors, smart money, have accumulated, and this is the game that they like to play. And why am I talking about, you might be saying, this is Wyckoff thing, like what is it all about, right? Is it real? Is it not real? What happened? Does it really happen? And I like to point out this happens often. This accumulation happens often on breakthrough technologies. I have an example here on Amazon. You're talking about Amazon. Wow, this is, I love this company, Amazon. It's been around forever. Am I right? Well, yeah, this is what you say now because it's on hindsight, but let's go back to around 2020. You're talking about 2020. Why do we care about Amazon in 2020? Well, here I'll be showing you guys a great example of when a Wyckoff reaccumulation stage played out in 2020 for Amazon. Amazon, like we said, is another one of those great technologies that really revolutionize everything. First and foremost, let's point out here, this is the major bottom from 2008, of course, market crash. Now, does that seem familiar again? We're talking about 2010, but the market crash happened in 2008. Does that remind you of the 2020 market crash of Bitcoin? Well, the overall stock market. And now in 2022, we have this great reaccumulation, just about a 2-year time after this major uptrend. So we saw that in here, we had this bottom, this micro bottom, just like we talked about Bitcoin, and then this major uptrend all the way up. And you gotta keep in mind that at the time, Amazon was not what it is now. It was probably not even I don't know exactly what the market cap it was at, but it probably wasn't even the top, 100 companies. Now I'm making it up. Could be not. I'm not exactly sure. But let's go over here. Let's draw out a couple lines, and you'll soon start to realize, wait, is this a Wyckoff accumulation, reaccumulation, which you should really already start to see. Look at the lowering volume down here, spikes getting lower, until we finally get to break out of it. So this Wyckoff started from really 09 all the way to 2010, end of 2010, so a little over about a year time or so, just about a year. And soon here you start to see here, I'm gonna draw this through with my path tool. Look at this major move, first PSY. You guys remember the PSY from Bitcoin? There's the first dump of Amazon. Then the first top, first climax, slowly dumps down. Second top, which was a fake out top, and then slow bleed off the creek, right? Then you have that fake bottom here where people think, oh, it's under resistance. You see, really under 127. People are like, oh, it's gonna fill gap, resistance. Boom, market fix you out again, up. Then jump off the creek, flirt with the all-time highs, break through the all-time highs, right? This plays out exactly as we're seeing Bitcoin. Amazon, another great company, of course, they revolutionized technology. We just literally played this out over a year time. After 2 years before, there was a major crash, people accumulated, now they're dumping, correct? So this is what I'm seeing right now with Bitcoin, guys. Don't sell. Of course, only invest what you are willing to lose. Of course, you never know. There can always be some kind of news or something crazy that can happen and mess this up. But this is what I think is happening. Let me know in the comments down below. What are you doing? Of course, it's not financial advice, guys. Let me know what you're doing. Let me know what your positions are. Are you selling? Are you getting bored? If you're getting bored, that's exactly what they want you to do. Like I said, right now, I believe we are in this major creek down here. And it might play out over the course of next weeks and months and years. I think a major potential catalyst will be the spot ETF that's going to be around the end of March. And that's what I think. I'm accumulating, guys. I give you guys my around the entry points I plan to accumulate. If you guys like more of these videos, if you think this was educational, I spent a lot of time analyzing, understanding this, really watching this, and understanding Bitcoin for you guys. So I hope you guys all appreciate this, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.